Colorado, 1881, a time when the Wild West was at its peak. The streets buzzing with the lure of gold, gambling tables alive with shouts, and saloons echoing with laughter and the smell of liquor. Yet beneath all this glitter lay a secret so grim that it wrapped an entire small town in fear forever. This is a story of two sisters who seemed to pour only beer in a modest saloon, but in truth, they were serving their customers something far deadlier than intoxication, a taste of death. Imagine this. You walk into a saloon for a night of drinks, laughter, music, thinking you'll end the evening in good spirits, but by morning, you're 6 feet under, never to rise again. That was a sinister reality that gripped every man's heart with terror. The sisters, Clara and Minnie, admired for their beauty and charm, lured men in with flirtation and a smile, gaining the nickname Sweet Angels. But in reality, these angels had poison laced upon their wings. It was whispered that they slipped a strange substance into beer glasses, something invisible masked by the foam and the taste of hops, and within minutes, men would grow dizzy, collapse, and some would never rise. Many died right there in the dim corners of the saloon. Others stumbled out murmuring that the beer had a strange flavor, like death itself had been stirred into it. But here's the haunting question. Was it purely greed driving them, or was there something deeper? In that era, life for women was brutal, especially in the Wild West. Society offered them few choices, forcing them often into survival tactics most would never dare imagine. But does survival justify murder, or did these women enjoy the power of life and death in their hands? Soon, the town began to notice a troubling pattern. Drifters, miners, gamblers, men who carried bags of gold and coins jingling in their pockets, entered the saloon with laughter and left in silence, often disappearing forever. When authorities finally raided the saloon, they found a chilling stash in the basement. Bags, watches, jewelry, coins, all belonging stripped from men who had never returned. Alongside the loot were unlabeled bottles of cloudy liquids, the poisons of the so-called angels. Yet, when the sisters were brought before the court, they denied everything. They claimed they were victims of a smear campaign, a plot by rival saloon owners who couldn't stand their success. Strangely enough, some townsfolk defended them too, insisting such sweet, kind girls could never commit such horrors. This is a dangerous trap of human nature. How easily a smile blinds us, how quickly charm can disguise cruelty, how even evidence seems weak when we desperately want to believe in innocence. Their trial became a spectacle, filling newspapers with lurid headlines like "The Deadly Angels of Colorado." In the end, one sister received a harsh sentence, while the others somehow managed to escape with a lighter punishment. To this day, historians debate, were they equally guilty, or was one the mastermind and the other merely a pawn in a deadly game? Despite the verdict, their story never faded from the town's collective memory. Some swore that their spirits still haunted the old saloon, their laughter echoing in the dead of night, the lamps flickering when no one was near, and anyone brave enough to step inside would feel the icy brush of unseen hands. Others whispered of buried treasure, that the sisters hid away stolen gold somewhere close, tempting treasure hunters even a century later to dig and search the cursed earth. Psychologists today describe such fascination as thanatourism, our human obsession with places of death and horror, drawn by the hope of finding answers, but often leaving with only more questions. But the core of this tale remains unsolved. Who were these sisters truly? Were they monsters, or were they victims shaped by a merciless world that left them no choices? Picture for yourself. If you had walked into that Colorado saloon in 1881, the smell of whiskey thick in the air, a glass of frothing beer placed in front of you by two beautiful sisters smiling sweetly, would you have trusted them? Or would your gut whisper that this was the last smile you ever see? Their story is a grim reminder that history is not only about heroes with guns and sheriffs of justice, but also about shadows lurking behind bright lights. Stories written in whispers and blood. And so, I'll leave you with this. Were Clara and Minnie truly demons of the Wild West, or were they survivors of a cruel era, forced into the darkest corners of humanity? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more hidden, chilling histories like this one, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to the channel, because next time we'll be peeling back the curtain on yet another story that was never meant to be told.